A combination of pulley means you have one fixed pulley and any number of movable pulley. In some school exams and in I think one board paper, they have asked you to draw two movable and one pulley system, one single fixed pulley system. Then you have to learn these diagrams and you have to draw it at least 2-3 times to revise it. Otherwise you will not get it right. See, I will explain it. The load is acting at the base of the first movable pulley. It's a movable pulley, so the pulley can move up along with the load. This is the first rope from the rigid support to the base of the second movable pulley, that is the second movable pulley. So here, if you consider only this load is divided equally among both these sides of the lower movable pulley, the first movable pulley. So this load becomes L by 2, L by 2. So this is one rope. So this rope will have the same tension throughout. Tension in both the ropes is L by 2, L by 2. Now this is to be shown. Tension is upward, T is L by 2. Now you look at the second movable pulley. This load L by 2, this tension of this rope is acting as the load for the second movable pulley. So this second movable pulley has a load of L by 2. Why? Because the first movable pulley was dividing the load equally on both its arms, so it became L by 2, L by 2. Now this L by 2 is connected to the second movable pulley. So now the load for the second movable pulley is L by 2. So that load is equally distributed in the two arms. So the tension, this is the second rope. So in a two movable and one fixed pulley system, there is one first rope and this is the second rope. So in this second rope, the tension will be half of L by 2. So that is why it is not called T, it is called T1. And that same rope is going there, so the T1 is L by 4. So this load upon 2 will be divided equally. So it becomes L by 4. So E is equal to T1 is equal to L by 4. So that will be the effort in the final rope. So T1 is the effort. So in two movable and one fixed pulley system, the final effort is L by 4. So IMA and VR is load upon effort. So load upon effort is L by 4. So IMA and VR is 4. So if the distance moved by the load is DL, then distance moved by the effort is 4 times DL. You have to understand this. This load divided equally in these two ropes. This rope is the load for the second movable pulley. So these two ropes are dividing that L by 2 equally. So it is becoming L by 4, L by 4. So this rope is going on the other side. So it is L by 4. The second rope's tension is shown as T1. The first rope's tension is not T1, it was T. It is different. The effort is in the downward direction, which is equal to the tension in the final rope, that is T1, which is L by 4. So if you want to lift a load of 100 kgf, the effort applied will only be 100 by 4, 25 kgf. So a comparatively very small effort will lift a great load. In general, you have a formula for any combination of movable pulley system. The formula is IMA is equal to VR is equal to 2 raised to n. That is the general formula. IMA equal to VR is equal to 2 raised to n, where n is the number of movable pulley. I am not taking the single fixed pulley because that is only used to apply effort in convenient downward direction. The force multiplication is happening because of this two movable pulleys. If it is 3 number, then IMA and VR will be 2 raised to 3, that is 8, which means load upon effort is 8 or effort is L upon 8. So if there were one more movable pulley here, so then in that case, instead of using 25 kgf to lift 100 kg, you would have had to use only 100 by 8, that is 12.5 kgf only you would have had to apply. So the more the number of movable pulleys in the combination, the lesser would be the effort required. But then there is a limit. The space restraints would be there, because in this case you are adding more and more pulleys. The horizontal distance required will be more, which may be not practical in all places where it is required. So the general formula learned, and here I have given you that in this case, if this pulley moved up by 5 meters, then the effort rope has to be pulled up. In this case, 4 times 5 meter, 20 meter. And if there were 3, it would have had to be pulled up by 8 times 5. So 8 into 5, that is 40 meter it would have had to be pulled by. So you are gaining effort. That means less effort is using and applied to lift a big load, which is very useful. But at the same time, the distance moved by the effort will become more and more. So this is all about combination of pulleys, and because this requires more horizontal distance, we will see the next combination of pulley, which is called block and tackle system of pulley. In the block and tackle system, you have a block at the top and a tackle at the bottom. You can see some pulley systems being used in buildings under construction. So you don't have a lift which is used in under construction building, because the lift has got various very sensitive parts. Now those sensitive parts get damaged by dust and mud. So because of that, they never make a lift. The lift is only installed in the building once the entire building has been ready, so that the lift doesn't get damaged, and it's very expensive parts. So that is why you have an external system by which you transport the bricks, sand, all construction material up. Nowadays the buildings are not 2-3 floors. It is 30 floors, 50 floors, 60 floors that way. So you can't have people walking up the staircase and going with the goods. So a block and tackle system is useful. The block would be at the top of the construction site. Let's say 30 floors are built. So the block would be a frame that is made on top of the 30th floor, and that will have a system of pulleys, and through ropes there is a tackle which may be at the ground, where you are putting some construction material like bricks. And that block and tackle system, with the help, now of course 30 floor building, human beings are not going to pull it. There would be a motor with the help of which that goods are taken up. So we will next frame we will see a block and tackle system of pulley with 3 pulleys. Now you have a block and tackle system of pulleys. This is a different system of pulley in which you have 2 blocks. An upper block which is connected to the rigid support, and a lower block which is connected to the load. So the load is on the lower block. This is what I told you, this may be at the ground where you are putting some bricks, and this is the upper block which is maybe on the 30th floor of the building, where the 31st floor's construction is being made. So a rigid support or a frame would be made on top of the 30th floor, so that this system, when it comes up, this entire block comes up. So then you can lift the load, that may be bricks and sand, and keep it, place it on the upper floor, that is on the 31st floor, to construct more floors of the building. So upper block is fixed to the rigid support, and the lower block is the movable one which is connected to the load. So see how the ropes go. When you draw this diagram, again it comes with practice. You have to make sure that the outer pulleys are bigger in size than the inside pulley, because otherwise the ropes will overlap. So this pulley, outer pulley, and this pulley has to be bigger than the inner pulley. And the rope, you always start from the effort. The effort rope first goes on the uppermost pulley, then it goes to the next pulley down. Then it goes to the next pulley on top, and then there are no more pulleys down, so it gets connected to the hook of the lower block. So if there is odd number of pulleys, like in this case it is 3 pulleys, so that is odd number of pulley, then there will be 1 extra pulley on top and 1 pulley less at the lower block. So 2 on the upper block and 1 on the lower block. So that's how it goes. So now this load is supported by 3 ropes. Actually it is one single rope only, but this load is supported by 3 parts of the rope. So therefore, if you call this as T, T and T, the tension is same because it is one single rope. So here the load is divided by 3 in each of those ropes because there are 3 parts. So the final tension in the final part where you are applying effort is L by 3. 3 pulley system, block and tackle, the final effort is L by 3. So that means if a load of 30 kgf is there, kgf if you convert it into Newton, you multiply by 9.8 because 1 kgf is 9.8 Newton. So it becomes 29.4 Newton. Then the effort applied will only be L by 3, 29 by 4 by 3, that is only 9.8 Newton. So obviously it's a force multiplier. A block and tackle system is a force multiplier because comparatively small effort can lift a much greater load. But then of course, if the load moves up by 5 meters, then the effort has to move by 3 times 5, that is 15 meters. You always know that IMA and VR are both same in any pulley system. So IMA and VR in this case will be 3. So therefore DE by DL is 3. DL is 5 meter. So DE will be 5 meter into 3. That is 15 meter. If there are odd number of pulleys, like I just explained, in a block and tackle system, then there will be one extra pulley in the upper block which is attached to the rigid support and one pulley less in the lower block which is attached to the load on which the load is attached. Most important in this is the diagram. Then they can ask you a simple example like this. That is what they ask. Question based on this, they can ask what is the reason why the mechanical advantage will not be 3 but it will be less than 3. Same reason, friction, the rope is not perfectly elastic, the parts of the machine is not perfectly rigid. Same 3 points. So this diagram, very important. Last 2 papers, I think there was block and tackle system on. See, some pulley system is generally asked in most of the papers. So copy this. Next, that is 4 pulley, will have 2 on top on the upper block and 2 at the lower block. That I will draw it along with you so that you can see me draw it. So that will make it easy for you to practice to draw the figure. The figure drawing is important. So now, as I told you, we will draw this together so that you understand how to draw the ropes. I have only drawn the upper block, the lower block separately, the load connected to the lower block and the upper block connected to the rigid support. So now, after labeling this, and we are seeing 4 pulleys, 2 on top in the upper block and 2 at the lower block. So when there is even number of pulleys, it is equally divided in the upper and lower blocks. So now here you have to now draw the ropes. As I told you, always use a ruler and start with the rope on which the effort is applied. So effort is applied here. So that's the rope in which the effort is applied, effort in downward direction and the tension in the string in the upward direction. Now from the other end of the rope, where does it go? It will go to the lowermost block. From up, it will go to the lowermost one. As I told you, the outer block is bigger, the inner blocks are shown smaller. The inner pulleys are shown smaller, so that the ropes can be going perfectly without overlapping. Now some students draw freehand without using ruler. They will show rope like this. Rope cannot go like this slack. It has to go tight, so you have to use ruler. Otherwise you will get 0 for the diagram if the rope is shown like this. It is not time pass, it is a diagram, so it should represent a proper diagram, scientific diagram. So from the other side, you will draw the rope this way, from here to the next pulley at the bottom. So that rope, then from the other side, it will go to the next pulley on top. So from here, from this side, you will show the rope going to the next pulley on top. So this is how you show it. Then from this side, there is one more pulley down. So make sure that the rope is not touching the previous pulley. So it will go this way without it being shown slack. So it has to go straight. So you can use a ruler and at the same time ensure that it is not touching the pulley at the top. So from the other side, it will go to the next pulley down. So it will be shown this way. This is why we have to draw inner pulley small and outer pulley big. Otherwise the ropes will overlap. And now there is no more pulley on top. So in this case, this end from here, it will go and get attached to the hook of the upper block. In the previous case, the final rope was attached to the hook of the lower block. In this case, it will be attached to the upper block. Now here, how many ropes are supporting the load? There are 4 ropes. I will show it with another color. You can draw it with your pencil only. You are not supposed to use color pens in any paper in physics. So there are 4 ropes which are supporting the load. So the tension in each of those ropes is same. Why? Because it is actually not 4 separate ropes, this is one rope. We had started from here and drawn the rope like this, so it is one single rope. So the tension will remain the same throughout the rope. And that tension is this load divided by 4. So L by 4 is the tension. So here tension is L by 4. You have to show effort is equal to tension is equal to L by 4. So in this particular case, you will have your IMA equal to VR is load upon effort. Load effort is L by 4. So in this case, it will be 4. When you have 4 pulley system of block and tackle system, then in that case, IMA and VR will be 4. So IMA and VR in the block and tackle system is equal to the number of pulley. In the previous case, that is combination of pulley systems, IMA and VR was equal to 2 raised to n, where n is the number of movable pulleys. The fixed pulley was only to apply effort in convenient downward direction. Now in this case, the IMA and VR is equal to the number of pulley. So even number of pulley, same number of pulleys on top and bottom, upper block and lower block. Load has to be shown, arrow has to be marked, rigid support has to be shown, upper block labeled, lower block labeled, all the tension in all the 4 parts labeled, all in the upward direction. Tension is always up, I told you. Effort here is down is equal to T is L by 4 and T is L by 4. This all has to be labeled. Diagram, most important, will be asked in all school exams and even in my paper. So please draw it and practice it. Next, we will write and see an example of this. So to explain and make things very clear, in this case, for this 4 pulley block and tackle system. Now in the question, sometimes they say that a 4 pulley system is used. A 4 pulley system means automatically it is 4 pulley block and tackle system only. If this movable pulley system, they will tell a movable pulley system having 4 pulleys. If they don't mention anything and just tell a 4 pulley system or a 6 pulley system, it means a block and tackle with 4 pulley or 6 pulley, whatever the number of pulley. So if what system is not mentioned, then it means it's a block and tackle system. So here if the load was 30 Newton, because there is 4 number of pulley, therefore IMA is 4, so load upon effort is 4. 30 upon 4 will be the effort. So only 7.5 Newton force has to be applied. So this means this system is a force multiplier. So the system is a force multiplier system because the comparatively less effort is able to overcome a much greater load. Similarly, if the distance moved by load is 10, then if IMA was 4, VR is also 4. So VR is dE by dl, dl is 10, we have taken assumption. Then in that case, the distance moved by the effort will be 4 times 10, that is 40 meter. Again, I am telling you, this question is also repeatedly asked in different board papers. VR remains constant and will not change. It depends on the design of the machine. For example, 2 and 2, 4 pulley block and tackle system, VR is 4. 3 pulley block and tackle system, last which we saw, VR is 3. In case of single fixed pulley system, VR is 1. In case of one movable and one fixed pulley system, VR is 2 raised to 1, that is 2. So, based on the design, VR is fixed. IMA will vary because it depends on the efficiency, depends on friction. So, your actual MA will be less than the IMA. The IMA is never a constant case because that depends on friction and how efficient the machine is. So the actual MA will be less than IMA. IMA and VR we assume is same. So we go on, we have to see one more pulley system, that is 3 on top and 2 down. 5 pulley block and tackle system. That diagram we will see next. I will again draw it with you. With that we would finish simple machines. So now in this case we are seeing 5 pulley system. It's odd number of pulleys. So there will be 3 on top and 2 down. Like we wrote before, there will be one more on the upper block and one less in the lower block which is connected to the load. So I have just drawn the frame. Now like in the previous case, we will draw the ropes together. So the outer rope will show the effort. Effort is equal to tension. In this case, what it is, we will see. Outer pulley is bigger than this is bigger than this. Same way, outer pulley is bigger than the inner pulley. So from the other side where it will go down to the lowermost pulley. Use ruler to draw the rope. And the rope should be straight, not slack. Means you cannot draw the rope like this. So from the other side it will go to the next pulley on top. So it can be shown like this, the next rope. This is actually one rope itself. The same rope is going all around. So from here it will go to the next pulley down. So from the other side it is going to the next pulley at the bottom. And from the other side it will go to the next pulley on top. So make the pulleys of different sizes, otherwise the ropes will overlap. And then from the other side, it will finally come out from here and it will be tied to the knot and fixed to the lower block as shown. Now what if you draw this much and leave it, if it's a 3-mark question, you will only get 1 mark. Why? Because you have not shown the tension. Here this load is supported by how many ropes? This is 1 rope. This is second part, this is third part, this is fourth part, and this is fifth part. The tension on each of those will be the same, that is T. So the load is divided as 5T. So this is L by 5. So this is the tension, that is load upon 5. So you have to write this as load upon 5. The load, it is actually 1 rope only. You know it is 1 rope. So the tension throughout is same because it is a single rope, it is not parts. So since this load is divided among the 5 ropes, each will have a tension of L by 5. So the final rope, the tension is L by 5. So you have to label the load, the tension in all the 4 ropes, all tensions are up. Kitna bhi bolo, some will show it down in the exam, I know that. The tension should be up, and here also the tension is up. Effort is down, convenient downward direction. So here, when you write what will be IMA and VR? In this case, IMA and VR will be equal to 5. So this is the block and tackle system. I just will write the general formula on the next slide. So the general formula for block and tackle system of pulleys is IMA is equal to VR is N, where N is number of pulley. This is for block and tackle. For movable pulley system it was 2 raised to N. This is used more widely because you don't need more horizontal distance. This block, upper block fixed on a height and lower block is at the bottom. So this is convenient for various purposes. The diagrams are important, knowing the formula is important. We have finished the theory of simple machines. Now we are left with the sums. Okay students, bye. Stay safe.